You see him in your headlights. The police officer, standing in the middle of the road with his hand raised, palm flat, fingers spread wide against the darkness, waving you down. 12 people in the back, 12 passports that aren't yours on the seat. Your foot hovers over the brake. You press it. But this isn't even close to the worst night of your life. Let's go back. Marcus finds you at the bar you go to on Tuesdays. He's been watching, knows your routine, knows you drive a van, knows you're struggling. He sits down next to you like an old friend, doesn't order anything.
I've got work.
He says.
Good money. Long drives.
You've been driving for 6 years. Legitimate cargo, furniture, appliances, barely making rent, child support, eating half your paycheck. You ask how much. He tells you it's more than you make in 3 months. You finish your drink. Marcus slides a napkin across the bar. An address, a time. You pocket it. First job, 2 a.m., warehouse off Highway 90. You pull up expecting cargo, furniture, boxes, something normal. Instead, 12 people are being loaded into your van. A mother and father with 5 children. 4 men traveling alone, and a woman with a canvas bag. They're not climbing in willingly. Your stomach drops. Marcus hands you an address in Atlanta.
Drive. Don't stop.
He shows you the envelope. More money than you've seen in months. You stand there, looking at the van, at the people inside, at the envelope in your hand. You should say no. You know you should. You get behind the wheel. Hour 6. Small town. Main Street. Construction zone. Traffic officer in the middle of the intersection. Orange vest. Whistle. Directing cars around roadwork. Then you hear it. A child crying. Getting louder. The officer waves you forward. You roll toward him. Slow. The crying turns to screaming. Desperate. A woman's voice trying to soothe in Spanish. The officer holds up his hand. Stop sign. He's looking at your van. The child screams again. He steps toward you. Your foot hovers over the brake. The screaming gets louder. The officer's hand touches his radio. You hit the gas. The van lurches forward. The officer jumps back, yells something, reaches for his radio. You're already gone. Blowing through the intersection. Through a red light, horns blaring. You watch the mirror. He's running to his car. Lights coming on. You take a hard right. Then another. Residential streets. Narrow. Winding. The sirens start somewhere behind you. You keep turning. Left. Right. Left again. Lose yourself in the neighborhoods. 5 minutes later, the sirens fade. The crying stops. Atlanta. You open the rear doors. The air that comes out is hot and close. The father looks at you. 14 hours with his 5 children in the dark. He's trying to understand what kind of person does this. You look away. You collect the envelope. Thick, heavy. You drive back to Houston. You go home. You sleep fine. The second run. Marcus meets you at the warehouse with a black duffel bag on the table.
Collect their documents before you leave.
He says, eyes on his phone.
Passports, IDs, whatever they have.
You go into the holding room. 9 people on the concrete floor. No windows. 1 bulb. A woman near the back watches you. Maybe 30, maybe younger. She holds her passport for a moment before she hands it over. Her hand shakes. You take it anyway. Your hand is steady. You zip the bag shut. Marcus appears in the doorway.
Change of plans. There's one more passenger. She rides in the front.
She's 16, maybe 15. Gets in without being told. Sits with her bag on her lap. Stares straight ahead. Marcus leans in through your window. Voice drops to a whisper.
That's Rhea's daughter.
He says.
The man in Atlanta. You deliver her safe. You don't speak to her. You don't look at her. You don't stop for anything. Understand?
You nod.
Whatever happens on this drive, Reyes doesn't hear about it. Nothing. If he finds out anything went wrong, he'll find you.
He doesn't finish. Doesn't need to. You pull out of the lot. You drive. First hour passes in silence, so complete it feels like pressure in your ears. Hum of tires on asphalt, occasional truck passing in the opposite direction, nothing else. But somewhere around Birmingham, you notice she's not looking at the road anymore. She's looking at you, studying your face, the way you hold the wheel, the tension in your shoulders, the way you don't look back. Then she speaks, voice calm, too calm for 16.
Pull over.
I can't do that.
I said pull over.
Not a request, a command. Voice of someone who's been giving orders her entire life and expects them to be followed. You keep driving, hands tighten on the wheel, heart hammering against your ribs. She reaches for the door handle. At 70 miles an hour, fingers wrap around it.
Stop the van.
The image flashes in your mind. Her body on the highway. The phone call to Reyes. The conversation that ends your life. You hit the brakes, pull onto the shoulder. Gravel crunches under the tires. Your hands are shaking so hard you have to grip the wheel to hide it. She gets out, walks around to the back, footsteps deliberate on the gravel, opens the rear doors. You watch her in the side mirror, looking inside, at the people. At the faces, staring back in the sudden light. At the way they're packed in, the way they flinch from the brightness. Not shocked, not surprised, just confirming something she already knew. She pulls out her phone, takes a photo, quick, doesn't hide it. She closes the doors, walks back around, opens the passenger door, and gets in.
What were you doing?
She ignores you.
Drive.
You drive, shirt soaked through with sweat. She doesn't speak again for the rest of the trip. 300 miles of silence, so thick you can taste it. When you arrive at the Atlanta house, Reyes is waiting on the porch. Big man. Not fat, but solid. The kind of solid that comes from manual labor and violence in equal measure. Smoking a cigarette, ember bright in the darkness. She gets out, walks up to him without looking back. Shoulders straight, steps measured. Reyes watches you. Studies your face the way a jeweler studies a diamond. Looking for flaws, cracks, weaknesses.
Any problems?
No, sir. Smooth drive.
The lie tastes like copper in your mouth. He keeps looking at you, then at his daughter. She says nothing, reveals nothing, then back at you. The cigarette glows. Smoke curls into the night air.
Good.
You collect the envelope, thicker than usual. You don't count it. You leave. In the van, your hands won't stop shaking. You drive back to Houston with the windows down and the radio off. 2 days later, Marcus calls.
Reyes wants to meet you.
You arrive at the Atlanta house. Daytime. First time you've seen it in daylight. Bigger than you thought. Gated. Cameras everywhere. 3 men outside. Reyes opens the door.
Come in.
He walks you through the house. Down a hallway. Past rooms with closed doors. Opens a door to an office. Maps on the wall. Routes marked in red. Photos of drivers on the desk.
I have 12 drivers. You're the newest. Marcus vouched for you.
He shows you a photo. A man.
He was a driver. Good one. 5 years. Then he started asking questions. Started talking to people he shouldn't.
He puts the photo away.
They pulled his body out of a lake last month.
Your throat is dry. You nod like you understand. Like this is normal business. The meeting is over. You walk to your van. That's when you see her. The woman from the second run. The one whose hand shook when she handed you her passport. She's in the yard, doing laundry. Wearing clothes that aren't hers. She looks up, sees you. For a moment your eyes meet. Then she goes back to the laundry. You drive away. The 6th run. 3 months later, 12 people in the back. 12 passports in the bag on the passenger seat. Night driving. Highway 85. Same route you've driven 6 times now. You see the sign at 1 mile. Then half a mile. Then the cones narrowing the road from 3 lanes to 1. Officers with flashlights and clipboards. 3 marked police cars parked on the shoulder. Portable breathalyzer station set up under a canopy. DUI checkpoint. Your stomach drops. You pull up, roll down the window. Cool air floods the cab. Officer is young, maybe 25. Clean shaven. Wedding ring on his finger.
Evening. Have you had anything to drink tonight?
No, sir.
Where are you coming from?
Houston.
Where are you headed?
Atlanta. Delivery run.
The officer looks at the van. Plain, white. Commercial plates, looks at you. Checks your hands on the wheel. Your eyes. Shines his flashlight inside the cab, across the dashboard, over the seats. Looks at the partition. Metal wall separating the cab from the cargo area. Then, he looks at the passenger seat. The bag. Black canvas. Zipper. Sitting there like it's screaming.
What's in the bag?
Your heart stops, time stretches, you can hear your pulse in your ears.
Paperwork.
You say. Voice is steady. You don't know how.
Delivery manifest. Client documents.
Long drive. You tired?
I'm good. Stopped for coffee an hour back.
He holds the light on your eyes, checking for dilation, for the red, glassy look of exhaustion or substances. Then he looks back at the bag. Behind the partition, 12 people are not breathing. 12 people pressed against each other in the dark, hands over mouths, prayers on their lips. The world stops.
Mind if I take a look?
You reach for the bag. Hand is steady. You don't know how, but it is. Start to unzip it. His radio crackles. A voice. Static. Something about backup needed 2 miles east. Possible DUI. Vehicle weaving. He looks at the radio. Looks at you. Looks down the road, where his backup is needed. Steps back.
Drive safe.
Waves you through. You pull out. Do not accelerate. Keep 65. Exactly. Not 66, not 64, 65. Until the checkpoint lights are gone in your mirror. Swallowed by distance and darkness. Then you breathe again. And you do not stop breathing for a long time. Hands are shaking so hard you have to pull over 5 miles down the road. Sit there on the shoulder, hazards blinking. You throw up in the grass. Meanwhile, the federal investigation has been going on for 4 months. They have wiretaps, surveillance, financial records. They know your routes, your schedule, your license plate number. But you don't know that yet. The 7th run, you're already loaded. 12 people in the back. 3 miles from the Atlanta house. Your phone rings. Marcus.
Change of plans. Pick up 1 passenger. Gas station off exit 47.
You pull in. She's standing by the pump. Reyes's daughter. She gets in the front seat. Doesn't look at you.
Drive.
5 minutes pass. Then she speaks.
My father knows you're working with the police.
Your blood goes cold.
I'm not.
Don't lie. Drive to the warehouse on Porter Road. He's waiting.
You pull up. Abandoned warehouse. Reyes's car already there. Headlights on. She gets out. You follow. Reyes is inside. 2 other men with him. He's holding a gun.
Marcus told me.
Reyes says,
Said you've been asking questions? Talking to people you shouldn't.
I haven't.
My daughter saw you meeting someone behind a gas station 2 weeks ago.
You weren't, but there's no convincing him. He raises the gun. Then the lights come on. Behind you. Ahead. Both sides. Blue and red painting the walls. Sirens.
FBI! Drop the weapon!
Reyes turns. Confused. Betrayed. Federal agents flood in. Guns drawn. Shouting commands. Reyes drops the gun. Hands up. They cuff him. Read him his rights. Another agent speaks into his radio.
We got Reyes. Send units to pick up Marcus Delgado. Last known at the warehouse on Highway 90.
One agent walks over to Rey's daughter.
Good work.
She nods. An agent approaches you.
You're under arrest as well.
She steps forward.
He didn't know. I used him to get my father here.
The agent looks at you, then at her.
Doesn't matter. He's been trafficking for 6 months. He's coming in.
They cuff you. As they walk you to separate cars, she looks at you once.
I've been working with them for 2 years. Gave them everything. This was the only way to get him.
She gets in an unmarked car, drives away. You're left in the back of a police cruiser, watching Reyes in the car ahead, watching the warehouse lights fade. The courtroom. 6 months later, the judge speaks.
You helped us catch Reyes, but you still did the crime. Reyes gets life. His daughter gets immunity. You get 8 years.
You sit in the cell. Cinder block walls. Window showing a slice of sky. You think about the father who looked at you that first night. You looked away then. Can't look away now. If you want to see more stories like this one, check out our last video on the Mafia's deadliest hitman. Click on it and we'll see you in the next one.